Chilanga Conversing.
Welcome back to another episode of Chilanga Converses, and today we are doing music with your host, Mr. Pars, or you can call me Sunday.
Malundu, the Kingpin.
And we're joined today by UK radio presenter Elton, also known as Demix. Well, that's his rap name. And we're here with Zambian producer TK. Yeah.
He goes by Conscious.
That's his rap.
Yeah.
How you fellas doing today?
Right. Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. First of all, I'm interested in getting to know how either of you got into music in the first place. Like, when did you realize that was something you guys wanted to do?
When I knew I was I want to say it. I still want to say I was the ting in it, but I'm gonna say the ting. It was fun. It was fun discovering that. It was basically when after a minute you just clock it like, yo, I swear I can do this. I know I can do this. I think there's just something in the back, all right, that would just be telling you that you have this sort of connection with sound and how it's all put together. You get me? Somehow, some way, it just clicks. There's one day it just clicks. So I think the journey has been through when I was a kid, regardless. And then when I got there, I was there. At like 16, 17. That's when it's like, I swear I can make one of these. So yeah.
What were you?
Wow. Okay. I feel it's been about me, man. I feel I have had something to say, so to say, man. Yeah. So I try to bring it out that way, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least I have a topic, man. Okay. I'm like, okay, how can I change the environment at least, man? Mm-hmm. How can I make someone grow, man? All right. Yeah. It's all about growth, man.
Share yourself. Yeah. So what kind of music would you be listening to growing up?
Okay. Tupac vibes, man. Cold, yeah. That's always been the vibe, man. Tupac vibe.
Tupac vibe?
Yeah. That has done it for me at least, man. Yeah, I love the realness and authenticity in his music, man. Yeah.
What are you, man?
Influences.
Yeah. What kind of music you were hearing growing up?
Oh, I was hearing Still in Love, Still the One I Want, Still the Only One I Want. Come on. Like that was the type of music I was hearing. And it was incredible. Like my mom will have Shania Twain, all them CDs, and you know what I mean. So that's what I heard at the beginning. That's what I remember. But at the same time, my bros were playing hip hop, like DMX and stuff. You get me? Writing lyrics down with their pen on the paper and that. You get me? Which was quite great because people got to learn songs a lot more. They got to enjoy an album a lot more. So I got to see that. That was the type of music which I grew up on, which was a mixture of like all around popular music and hip hop.
Did you ever do that? Write the lyrics down on paper to a song that you really like?
I didn't do that because I was just growing up, but I seen my cousins and my family and each and every person write lyrics down in a lyric book, and they would pass each other lyric books, to get like the words, because music is so fun when you can join in. You get me? So that's what it was. Since there was no internet at that time in general, you couldn't just type lyrics and find them. So someone had to be there listening. They'll play it, stop it, listen, write down, play it again. Stop it. play it again. You get me? And then write it down until they fill the whole book, the whole album, the whole cassette has been written down, and then they can enjoy the song. So I never did that personally, but I seen the process. And hey, if I was like maybe a little bit like older or whatever, I think I would have been in the same type of bucket. You get me? It would have been in the same type of, you know, threshold with that.
Did anyone ever have vinyl in their house?
Vinyl.
Yeah.
Did you ever have? You guys had that?
Yeah, we did. We had a gramophone and some of the vinyls. A band called England Dan and John Ford Coley. Have you ever heard of them?
England band. Gosh, that is some.
England Dan.
That is
England.
far. I don't think I know that one in particular.
Okay. Well, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, so we did.
Wait, when you say you had a gramophone, you mean like you had that thing with the horn on?
The thing with
with it?
the horn.
No, you didn't.
No,
No,
I didn't say we had a gramophone.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I meant we had vinyls. You have the record player.
The pin.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The main struggles you guys find in your industries, respectively.
TK.
Yes, sir. Okay, I feel in Zambia, recognition is quite hard to get, man. Population, culture, and the likes, man. I feel for someone to recognize that you do music and respect you for that, oof, you have to fight, bro. Yeah. Prove it to them that, okay, this guy has content and he knows what he's actually doing.
And Zambians are hard people to impress, you know?
Yeah, serious. I saw a friend of mine, maybe you know FTL.
Yeah.
During a concert, he was playing by a bar at Soccer Pub.
Yeah.
And he was flowing, it was nice. And there was even a point where the music stopped, right? And he started freestyling. Yeah. And he was on point,
keep the vibe
smooth.
Yeah.
But the crowd, they just looked unimpressed.
Wow.
Just quiet, staring at him like, yo, turn the music back on. You know?
Wow. They wanted that tunes in it, the ones that they know in it. That's what they were familiar with, which is fair enough because hey, familiarity is always a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's
Definitely.
that's a kill button at least for us here. I don't know about you guys there, but
I mean, it's the same. It's pretty much the same because music is art, in it. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's some people could be like, hey, this art ain't worth nothing. You get me? At that time, 10 years later, the art is like, wow. Or a person passes away, and it's like, wow. It's kind of just like the same way. You get me? Where the appreciation is there. You get me? But it's hard because one, there's a lot of people out there doing pretty much the same things that we're doing. So now it comes to, it's not necessarily about how skilled and good you are, but the other things surrounding it. So it's like you as a person yourself, that's what sells. That's where the thing comes.
That's very true, man. That's very true. We're actually having a conversation about that earlier, man, before the podcast. And we're like, yeah, man. At least I was like, yeah, that's everything to the music, man, to an artist at least. Because it should be with you.
You know, for me, the problems we get around here is like I said, it's pretty much the same everywhere. You get me? We all have the same internet. You get me? We're all like how we're chatting right now. We're all in the same bubble. So it's more of a case of getting with people. So when you get with when we're getting more with people, that's how we're able to get more out of your career. That's how you can be able to start enjoying your skill set a lot more and enjoying it to the fullest, because by bringing in more people, that's how it is. So in general, if I was anywhere else in the world, I know I'll be doing the same thing, which is I'll be bringing in more people and then passing information. That's how human beings are. You get me? We pass on. We pass on things, we pass on information, we pass on things from generation to generation. So it's collaborations which drive a lot of things, a lot of the music industry for it to, to get where it's at. You get me? No one can win on themselves. You can't do this by yourself regardless. So, and it's even more fun when more people are involved. So it's fun. It's fun.
That also makes me think about when you're talking about the spreading of information. I remember that you're self-taught. Most of the things you do, you're self-taught, and so is TK. So having a platform like YouTube to help spread that has been like very useful.
Yeah, man. I hate that you're a radio presenter, man.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing some presenting. It was a very, when you don't choose something and it chooses you instead. That's kind of like how radio happened with me, because like my first love is rap. Like I like writing bars. You get me? Like if it was up to me, I wouldn't be managing nothing. I'll just be managing me and that pen and paper and them recordings. You get me? Like I don't even like try to, how like some rappers they'll go off and they'll luckily start pick up the skill set of producing beats. Unfortunately, I hadn't had that time. I wished I had that time where I can actually dive in and learn how to produce music like you do. That is something I'm guessing you learned for years. I can imagine. TK.
Yeah. I've been doing it for some time now, but I wouldn't say my audio engineering is there, man. That's something I'm saying to you, man. Yeah, but I'm actually doing it, man. I've been doing it for like 2 years now. And it's the mixing and production part. Yeah, so I would say it's there, man. It's there. Yeah.
So are there any skills you had to? Okay, what skills did you have to pick up when getting into radio, or was it like you had to learn along the way kind of thing?
The same way that music, since I knew how to rap, I knew how to mess with a mic. All right, that's the one thing I know. All right, is when I grab that mic, and I spit on it, and I rap the crap out of it, and then I kill it. I knew that. All right. So when I went on a mic and all I had to do was present, it was like heaven. It was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. What I had to pick up though was like, I have energy to do whatever, but I need to point it in the right direction so that it can be more effective. So I started noticing that, okay, it's not easy to just talk gibberish for a very long time and just pass it off as professionalism. You get me? You can only get so far. So I had to learn to write notes down and
speak.
Yeah, and how to actually engage with the audience. So I learned what words I need to stop using sometimes, because I was using the same type of words sometimes. I'll be like, oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, man. And then the next song will come up, I'll be like, that's brilliant. And then there's some after that, I'll be like, that's brilliant. Hey, yeah, man. Well, it was good to have someone with me to be able to manage my radio presenting to where it's at right now, to where it's smooth, it's straight to the point, it's not dilly-dallying, and you also get that personality. So I had to pick up the skill set of being able to present, first of all. Never mind, I knew my voice is going to save me no matter what, and the music is always going to save me no matter what. But it's the presenter himself that I needed a bit of work. So after getting those fundamentals down, I was able now to go in, and I ain't stopped since. And I ain't stopping for the next 20 years or whatever. I'm gonna be like Tim Westwood, spinning that thing at like 40 years old or something. Oh shit!
Yeah. So, just to ask, man, how's the artist, man? How's the artist side of you? At least that's what
The
I would love
artist
to
side.
know. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
snap! 6D, double. Oh my goodness me! All right, the artist side it's fun. It's one of those that I always wanted to make sure I make the best track ever, and always wanted to elevate. So the thing is, while I was getting my music together, I obviously tried to get with some crews, tried to get together. We always, like when I was back in uni, and after that, after my university, I was on my J's. You get me? I was me by myself, but obviously I knew some people around. Now, trying to develop myself as an artist was a bit more difficult because I didn't know what direction to take. You get me? I still had no idea how to do it. But money talks, all right? Let's be serious. You get me? So I would have wanted.
We were saying that earlier.
I would have wanted some of the things I would have wanted to try to do. I wasn't able to do them. Maybe I want to go studio and record 3 songs. I wouldn't be able to do that because I'll be thinking, damn, I need to make sure I got 3 hours worth, whatever, or 4 hours. Make sure I'm good to do that recording. So because of the money being a hindrance, I did the other side, which was like, I'm hungry and I'm still working on it. So I worked on the artistry. I worked on the skill set. I used to record myself, all right? I used to record my vocals on my phone, all right? And then put the vocals on the computer and then match them with my beat, just so that I can hear the reference. You get me? I didn't care if it was chicken scratches or whatever. I made a studio out of putting it here, voice note, and putting it on my computer because I'm hungry. You get me? I didn't want anything to stop my musical progression. So ever since then, I ain't gonna lie. After that, when I landed in radio, I was so happy because I was thinking, wait, there's one thing I've always wanted to do is I've always wanted to like I asked my friends before. I was like, yo, guys, look, you have a rapper with you, all right? Do as you will. Like, come on, guys, manage this. Like, I swear, like, don't you just want to take an experiment and see if you can manage me? See how far we can get. You know, have fun with this. Like, as long as I can keep writing, and that'll be good. But that's in a good world where an artist doesn't have to worry about managing anything, which is not how it is. You have to manage.
How did that come out, man? How did that go? How did that go, bro?
Oh, the Mandem did not manage nothing, but the Mandem did always. Mandem have always been there for the music, for the lyrics, for making sure that everything sounds on point. So on that that's why my artistry always stayed strong. And every time I perform on a verse, I kid you not, okay? I tear, I rip. That's me. I bury. 6D is about burying the verse, the rap, the song. Every little nook and cranny should be upturned, and then, oh my God, that's how much I was enjoying my rap. So when I got the radio on, I started seeing other artists, seeing how they were developing, and it kind of clicked. It clicked as well. I was like, oh. I just had to keep going. You get me? I just had to keep going and keep plugging and just enjoy my gift. So by seeing that, I've now got a problem now. Now I gotta balance my radio and also balance my artistry. But my artistry, to me, I don't care. I don't care about that. All right, I care about and getting other people's music out there and representing that in the best way. So my music, though, on the other hand, no matter what, it's music that is made to last forever. You get me? I'm not making a song in a day. You get me? I'm not making a song and then putting it and then running like, oh my gosh, it's been a week, I need to get it. It's like, no, work on that thing, work on it until it sounds amazing. You get me? So that a song that's made 4 years ago can come out in 2021 and you can be like, wow. It's like, yeah, of course it's wow, because it was supposed to be good. It's supposed to be great.
There are very few tracks which, you know, are timeless now. Like most of the songs you hear now, you just forget about them when they're not popular anymore. Or they get so annoying that you just don't want to be hearing them anymore.
Is it because people spend a lot of time on them, or not enough time on some of the tracks, or is it
enough time? Not enough time.
Not enough time, innit? I kind of was just thinking about that myself. Like that's why I go on, like, because I'll be with my mate, innit, and I'll be like, all right, that's hard, but I need you to sleep on it. I need you to sleep on it. It's not done. You need to sleep on it, listen to it, learn about it, and then it's gonna be finished.
And that's one side most artists don't understand, man, because they feel they record and it should be done right there and then, man.
Nah, as much as you would want that, like we all want that. Like there's so many times I've done a one take and I was like, nah, fam, I know it's hard, but I know I can go harder. You get me? Because I'm from the era where I was told, like, by my bro, like my older brothers, he was like, oh, you know, Dr. Dre, he be there like saying, oh, that sounds hard. Or a normal like label would say, like, they'll get your records, they'll be like, that's good, but rewrite that verse again. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm from that era of like, if no matter how good I can do, I know I can go back and write another verse on top of that, which is even better. You get me? So always challenging and trying to perfect. To me, it's about the art form. You get me? And yeah, man. Hey, I'm gassed. I'll gas my music up, but I'm not good at gassing it up myself. So that's why I love radio, because at least I get to gas something. You get me? I get to be excited about other people's music. You get me? For myself, I can't toot my own horn. You get me?
Yeah.
Between the both of you, like, you ever start working on a project, and sure, your side is good, but the people you're working with are just proving to be really difficult. Like you have a difficult artist, or they're not producing quality content, or the producer doesn't know what you want, or doesn't understand the vision that you have for it. Like, how do you get over that stuff?
Okay, honestly, that's always an issue, at least with the artist. Okay, at least that's why I had to go into production.
You hear that, Elton? The artist.
It's always with the artist, man. You bring out the lyrics, you bring out the content, man. You bring out the emotion of the song.
The emotion of the song.
Yeah. So I feel you have to be understanding you have to be in one mindset with the producer, man. You need to know what you both want, so that you create the right song. So honestly, that's like what led me to production, man. I felt like I needed to be, touching my own sound, man.
Because
out of it. Yeah.
Because that's your baby.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, man, you understand. Yeah. So I got into production, man, and then I get to meet other artists, man, and it's a plus for me. Yeah, I get to like listen to what another person is like thinking, man. I get to like go to that emotion for a while, man, and it's a plus, man. So
you get inspiration for your own stuff.
Right? I can imagine that as a producer, and I think other producers can say to this, is that you will have an idea of what this song is gonna sound like, and then you get an artist come up and then jump on your track, on your backing track, and then they bring that out and they actually give you that same feeling and emotion, and it's like they were almost like reading your mind when you were making the beat and of how you wanted to approach. that's when it's like a perfect marriage. That's when everything comes together. That's when you're like, wow, that's money right there. You get me? So I can understand like how you'd feel when they don't do that, when they don't capture that on the beat, and you're expecting that energy and you want it, and it's like, wow, I didn't get it. That wasn't the way I expected it. You get me? So I can imagine. And but for my side, like I always perform in it. Like that's why I go on. If I go on in a verse, like every verse I've done, I've always smashed it. You get me? I feel like I have an unfair advantage. You get me? Like everyone has got their unfair or fair advantages. All right, you just have to embrace those. You get me? And know that those unfair advantages you have, some other people might not have them. So I noticed that I have a tiny voice. So I had to learn to find how to enjoy it and how to make sure that's brought out. I could be easily drowned in a sea of rappers who have got deeper voices or more aggressive tones and stuff like that. So
but you still stand out.
I had to work with my unfair advantage. And that has helped me like loads.
That's your energy, right?
That is the energy. It's helped me so much by developing. I mean, it took ages. It didn't take like a year and I was good at rapping, or 2 years or 3 years, or like after 3 years I had started. You get me? I pretty much had started finishing my first year. That's how I look at it. Like, yo, after 3 years of rapping, I've just done 1 year. You get me? And then after at least another 5 years, when it was coming up to like 4 or 5 years into the rap game, that's when the voice started coming out a bit more. Finding the productions had gone well and everything just sounded like, it sounded like money, fam. You get me? I was finally getting to that point where I sound like money. So I don't have a problem with many artists because like the artists who are around right now, thank God, are very talented. And the producers are very talented as well. And I think as a radio presenter as well, I have this thing where I have to respect, like I have so much respect for your art form. You get me? So about what you do. So it's not about how you're good compared to that person. No, it's about how good you sound. So if you're out here and you got a Rick Ross flow, you get me? Huh. If you got that type of slow rhythmic flow and you're calm, I will compare you to you. You get me? If you're someone who has got like a 21 Savage, like 21. Yeah, 21. You get me? If you got that 21 type of flow, that's you. But I would judge it across to how you perform against you. You get me? So because everyone has got a different starting position. That's why, my brother. Everyone's got a different starting position. So
quick question.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of drum and bass.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's like the best thing since sliced bread.
Who doesn't like a bit again?
So I think a lot of people who are listening to this podcast perhaps would like to know more about drum and bass, right? So could you talk about the drum and bass scene?
And would you ever rap on drum and bass yourself?
Yeah, man, I'll rap on anything, man. God, yo, I was singing Shania Twain at the beginning. Come on, bro. I would rap on anything. And the fact that you mentioned drum and bass, I have a DJ called Beanhead, innit? And he's a drum and bass DJ. He just sent me a song yesterday, innit? Like, yo, Elton, check this. And the thing is about like some music genres, all right, is that you kind of have to learn to like them. You get me? You kind of have to learn what makes them good. Not learn to like them. If you want to like them, that's great. You get me? That's a start. But you're gonna have to find out, why do people buzz off this music? Why do they like this music? So that's how I got into drum and bass, because I was just thinking to myself, there's a reason this is liked by everybody. Same way I've been able to to gradually enjoy a lot of pieces of different types of music, different types of genres. Rap has got 10 different types: drill, grime, straight hip hop, trap. It's like there's so many ways people can approach a song. So it was just a case of me learning to like what makes it good. You get me? And after learning about what makes it good, now I started going in, and I ain't gonna lie, like the productions, like the artists, like screaming banger, old school things like that. Like, I was listening to another one like on just before Christmas. It was Silent Child, you know, with FU, like hard, the drops. Because I didn't used to understand it. I didn't used to understand why do people like this music with no lyrics on? What the hell are they listening to? Yeah, I got to find out. Like it's just the people go crazy. Yeah, man, just the people going crazy. Yeah, that just it. I was like, wow. And the producers, all right. Oh my gosh, the producers. I don't know what the hell they're drinking or smoking beforehand, but bro, they smash those beats like it's no man's business. So I want to thank y'all. You get me, TK. I don't know if you've produced any dubstep yet. Have you touched on that?
Yeah. I was actually trying to get to that, man. If let's say I want to reach to you, man, how do I do that, bro?
All right, to get hold of me, that is at 6 Demix. So everything SIXDEMIX or 6, number 6 Demix.
Yeah.
Get hold of me, inbox me. That's my Instagram, or get a hold of me on my Facebook. Like, my name is Elton. You get me? Elton Manawa. Get a hold of me. I'm about Twitter. It's the same thing. It's 6D, 6 Demix. Get a hold of me on that, and we'll make. My idea is for people to enjoy their talents. We've been given these talents, and not only are you going to enjoy it, the more you enjoy it, the more effective you'll be. But the first and most important thing is to enjoy what God has given us, which is the gift to enjoy sound waves and frequencies and stuff like that.
So that's what's up, man. I'll reach to you. I'll reach down to you, man. I'll probably send you something, bro.
Please do. Oh, you know what? Be mad. A collaboration, man. Cause I
Zambian UK, man.
Yeah, man. Cause I was speaking to my other friend, this rapper from Cameroon called Malik, and he's my old friend anyway. And I was telling him like, yo, like, let's do this thing. He sent me a song straight away. I was gassed. I put down my ideas down. Now it's just left to finish the writing up, and it'll be good. So it would be so amazing if I got a song from Cameroon and then I got a song with my brothers in Zambia. Wow, that would be the best. You get me?
Yeah. That would be truly amazing for me as well, fam.
For our listeners and viewers, we'll put your details, the ones for your Instagram, social media, yours as well, TK. Yeah. Now that you're both here, we can look at the perspective of how COVID has impacted the music industry on both sides of the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know, either one of you, how's it been?
That's a sure letdown, man. This pandemic has been disturbing, man. So to say, we have lives being lost everywhere, man, and that's a sad thing, bro. But yeah. But anyway, you make the most out of everything, bro. Yeah.
Has it slowed down business in any way?
Yeah. You find studios closed, man. People not working. Yeah. But honestly, if you have a studio, like I see my brother with a mic behind him, man. I see you, bro. Yeah, man. If you have a studio, then you're good, man.
You can continue.
Yeah, you can continue. You can inspire people while they're on the lowest moments in life, man.
I imagine also like a couple of people, or a number of people, have stopped doing music because of not being able to make that money. Yeah, due to how difficult everything has been.
Yeah. You find that you have an artist is coming to the studio. He's broke, man. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's broke, man, and you're the producer there, and he's like, "Yo, I need to do this song, man, but I don't have racks of me, man." It's just a wild, man. And you're the producer. You obviously spend time on that record.
You gotta spend like the whole day.
Yeah, you spend the whole day working on the project, and you find that you're not earning in the end, at the end of the day, man.
Then what's the use?
Anyway, music is just about being there again, man. You need to be there as a producer, at least, man. You need to be like, okay, this is an artist. What is he trying to say, man? You need to have a listening ear.
Okay.
You need to be understanding, bro. It's not always about the money, but keep the way flowing, man. The money comes in.
I can understand how you can have one or two of those free ones, but
it
shouldn't be.
It's always like you find
time.
that you spend time on the beat, man. You're working on the beat. You engineer the sound, man. The sound is there, man. It takes time. Feel me? And then at the end of the day, just you give it to someone, man, and for free, man. You end up asking yourself questions like,
That's killing me, man. That's a madness. Wow.
You end up asking yourself, what am I doing, man? What am I doing with my life? I need to end.
No. You know what? The way I see it is kind of similar, isn't it? Yeah, it slowed everything down. You get me? It slowed gigs up. It slowed progression. For my radio wise, it slowed people. Like, I stopped me having people in the studio, at the radio station as well, having that environment for them for me to have a proper interview with them. That's the one thing it killed me off from. It slowed music wise. I wanted to record a video. I was going to record my first ever video for one of my songs, and it just never happened. And I was like, you know what? It's all good. Like, literally, it slowed collaborations as well, like local collaborations, which should have taken part. Like you said, didn't it? Like, you would work tirelessly on a song for hours and hours and hours, you know what I mean, just to give it out for free. And sometimes, of course, you want to make sure you make that monetary position. And I ain't gonna lie, for producers, it's harder as well. You get me? Because it's artists as well are not getting their gigs, they're not getting their so it's kind of like both parts of the industry are both suffering, the artist part and the producer part as well. You get me? Because we all work hard to make sure that it sounds mucho grande. So it's just unfortunate how COVID slowed everything down. You get me? Britain right now is in another lockdown. Oh Lord! So it's been quite tragic. It's been quite tragic. Hopefully things will get better. This has opened us, of course, to new technological ventures. For example, us doing this podcast right now, it wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for much more attention given to technological parts in it. So I'm very grateful for that, but at the same time, it didn't have to happen, 2020 didn't have to happen like that, man. Yeah, man.
It's continued, bro. So.
What, to 2021? Jesus.
Hopefully this will be the last of it, though.
Oh, that's good. Good. That's what we want.
Yeah, man. I heard the Grammys got postponed. Yeah, to sometime in March, all because of COVID and stuff. So it's like everything's being affected so much because of all of that, And I did do some reading about in the UK, like, because gigs aren't being able to be had performers and everybody else. They're in such they can't they can't earn a living.
Yeah.
You know, so and it's such the entertainment industry is very very huge over there compared to what we have here in Zambia. So I mean, if you contrast the two, I'm sure you can only imagine what it's like over here with regards the
Music and
struggle for art.
artists. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like you're right, but I think artists everywhere have taken that hit, which is quite bad. Of course, Britain will have a big market just like America does. But artists everywhere. There's big artists everywhere, and in Zambia there's some biggest artists which are up there as well. So you know that they have taken a hit as well by not being able to come out and perform, by not being able to do more gigs outside as well, and loads of collaborations and things had to be cancelled internationally and of course domestically. So it's affected massively, like artists alike. You get me? I just hope it gets better. I just hope it gets better. You get me?
Hopefully, because you have Spotify and YouTube and
Yeah.
other platforms where people can access your music, but
Yes.
then it's difficult. You know, I watched an interview, Zane Lowe and Jay-Z,
Yeah.
and he was talking about mindshare. You know,
Mm.
like that's what you need to generate from people. You know, like a thought needs to pop in their heads and they
Mhm.
need to think about you, you know, like Jay-Z, and like it's like branding, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for you to generate that mind share, it really is difficult because people will have access to all sorts of music, but then they won't want to click. I mean, if anything, like personally for me, right? Album art are what attract me to listen to music most
Mm.
of the time. You know,
Mm.
if the album art is really good, it's eye catching, it's appealing, then I'll go for it and I'm going to listen to it. Most of this is like electronic music.
You know what the thing is, like sometimes, all right, people in general, all right, businesses and stuff, all right. If you see an ad, all right, or someone is selling something, all right, sometimes you could be, or even this podcast, you could see it, you could be like, oh, wow, there's Sandy is doing a podcast. Oh, okay, that's dope, that's dope. I'll check it later. Oh, you might not be someone who doesn't even care, but you might know Sandy, or you might not even know Sandy, but you see him and you're like, you know what, I care. So after 2, 3 times of seeing that consistency, you're gonna go to the part where you're like lukewarm. You're a customer that's now lukewarm. You went from being cold to now being lukewarm. You get me? You're like, maybe I'll click it next time. All right. Boom. After 3 more times of seeing that same thing, you're gonna be turning yourself into a much more hot um consumer. You get me? Which now you're on it. You get me? Now you're actually buying into it. You click and you now finally click into it. So sometimes it goes in stages. You get me? Of an artist, of the audience, of us warming up to the content. And sometimes that's just based duly on person themselves. Like after that consistency, you can't ignore it. It's like someone saying that ads don't get to them. No, ads get to you no matter what. All right, they get to you. They will stimulate. You will see them and they will work. After 10 times of seeing that thing, you're gonna turn from a cold to a hot consumer who's like, you know what, I'll back it. You get me? But I think the reason sometimes people might not be necessarily catered towards artists sometimes is because they care about the person. You get me? You as the person, and like, what are you as the person? Can I care about the person first, and then I can care about their music and what else they're bringing? You get me? So I feel like sometimes it's up to the artists for them to show them that, like, the whole privacy thing back in the day where artists were very quiet and private, that's done. Now you got artists with their YouTubes. You're closer to them a lot more. So it's more about the audience themselves. If you got 10 10 audience, you need to take care of those 10 audiences. You get me? If you go 100, you take care of that 100. You get me? And so forth and so forth. You get me? So it's just a case of like getting things together. You get me? Sorting the individual. You get me? And caring about that before even the content, because the content will speak volumes regardless. You get me? But I think people sometimes may want an added extra, which is, but what are you as the person? You get me? Behind the music.
All right, I get you. Unfortunately, we are out of time for today, but we should do a part 2.
Yeah,
So whenever you're both free, we can do another segment on music. Thank you guys for doing the interview. Hopefully we can, we'll do this again when you guys are free.
Thank you. I can't wait to do it again, man. Thank you very much. Big shout out to you guys, isn't it? I can't believe you got man involved. Like, big shout out to you, TK. Send me them beats. You get me? Let's make some sweet music.
Yes,
let's do it.
Thank
All
you.
right,
thank you, Sandy. I appreciate this, man.
Anytime, man.
This is really amazing, man. Don't forget, man. Holla at your boy at 6 Demix in it. And call me for a part 2 in it, man. Gee.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've been your host, Mr. Part, or you can call me Sunday.
Malundu, the kingpin.
Yes, sir. Conscious, bro.
Conscious and
6D, Elton. You get me? Elton in Iowa, 6 Demix. Let's go.
All right. Until the next time.
Peace, my brothers. Love.
Yeah.
Chilanga Conversing.